Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Miss Kenna channel. My name is Hulda, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how I became a Christian. So before we get started, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please stop this video and do that. And of course, hit the likes button for this video. Doing that, it would be really helpful, and it shows that all of my efforts that I'm putting into this video, you are liking it, and this helps me and encourages me to do more. Before I get started on telling you guys my story, I want to first wish everybody a happy holiday. I just want to say that I'm so thankful for all the people who have served this country. None of my family members have personally served like in the army or anything, but I just want to say that if anybody who serves in the army is watching this video or has family members who are in the military or are serving this great country that we live in, I just want to say I salute you and thank you very much for your contribution. So I just want to say this is gonna be a long video, so if you need to grab some water or popcorn or tea or whatever, do so at this moment before I get started and I start ranting. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna start from all the way back in my home country. Okay, so I was born in a Pentecostal church in Western Africa, Ghana. And basically, a Pentecostal church is kind of strict, okay? So, like, it's so strict that men and women are segregated. Well, I don't want to say segregated, but, like, separated in where they sit in church. Like, women are to the right and men are to the left. And, like, the pastors like sits up on the pew, and like so do like the deaconess and the deaconesses. So even before like I was born, my family was always in church. My mom sang in the church choir before she met my dad, and then my grandmother was a deaconess, and basically she was like one of the people that like sat up there and like everybody saw, you know, they were superior and they basically would come down and talk to people and like get people to join the church and get people to basically accept Jesus Christ as their personal Lord and Savior. So when I was born, I was basically always around people that would come to our house, would pray in tongues, and like sometimes I would make fun of it, like whenever I was playing church with my friends. I would just like pretend that I was like speaking in tongues and all that. So as I was growing up, I started to go to Sunday school. And Sunday school basically is pretty early in the morning. So I had to wake up early in the morning and go to Sunday school before the adult service. And I would say Sunday school is like 2 hours. And I always had like my Sunday school teacher come and pick me up because my parents were too busy to take me themselves. So when we would get there, my Sunday school teacher and I, she would open up the doors of the church for all the little kids to come in and, oh, excuse me, I just ate, y'all, I'm sorry. So basically we would get started on church, whether we were singing songs, whether we were preparing for a play, or we were gonna sing, or like learn a verse. We did our thing. It was fun. I met a lot of my childhood friends from Sunday school, and some of them I'm actually friends with today, and some of them actually live in the United States and in Europe and other countries in the world. So that's really cool. If any of y'all are watching, cool. So then I came to the United States. And when I came to the United States, my father was already going to a church. So my mom and I basically joined without questioning. So he attends a Baptist church, and we still go to that till today. So going to the Baptist church when I was younger, there were 3 different services, and they were each like 2 hours long. Basically, my dad insisted that we went early, and so that we would have the rest of the day to do whatever we needed to do. And sometimes both of my parents would work on Sunday. So yeah, I stopped going to Sunday school, and I just went to the adult service because Sunday school was always second service, so it was from 9:30 to 11:30, and basically we didn't want to be there for that period of time, and sometimes it wasn't convenient for my parents' schedule for me to be there, so basically I didn't go. Okay, so being in adult service is definitely different when you're 8 years old. I mean, when I was there, it's not like I needed someone to be like, sit down, don't do this, don't get up, don't do that. But it was basically hard for me to understand what the pastor was saying because he was using very adult words, I would say. And like at that time, like I feel like I had to be very spiritual in my faith in order to understand every single thing that he would say. So sometimes my parents would ask me at the end of every service, what did you learn from the service today? So I always kept it in my head that I had to remember 1 or 2 lines from the preaching because my mom or my dad was going to ask me. And if I was like, nothing, that would have been upsetting to them. So that was one thing that I did. So growing up, I say right about now, I'm like a teenager. And I think anybody who's watching this who's young and is a teenager or has kids, whatever, you know that teenagers are crazy. Crazy, and I went through that patch where I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. I didn't really want to listen to my parents when it came to certain things. I just wanted to live my life. I was telling people that I was grown and that they needed to let me be. I'm pretty sure they all laughed at me. I think I'm laughing at myself now because I'm like, girl, you were not grown. So yeah, I basically went through that rough patch, that rebellious teenage kind of time. It was also a very hard time for me because I was learning a little bit about myself. It's that time where you're going through puberty and like things are just changing about you. Like, you know, you just start growing, becoming a woman and abandoning that child figure and like becoming a woman or having a woman's figure. And like I was starting to get attention from guys from school, and it got to that point where I basically was sexually harassed at school. Like guys would like touch my butt sometimes, and there's this one time where I did see the guy and I basically slapped him. And so I was told to go to the principal's office. That was like the first time and the only time I ever got in trouble in school, actually. And like, so you know how like you go to the principal's office and the principal calls your parents. Oh Lord. Oh, and I knew I was in trouble. Like I knew I was gonna be in trouble at home. I knew my daddy wasn't gonna be with it. I knew my mom wasn't gonna be with it either. So they called, and thank God my dad wasn't at home. It was my mom that picked up. So my mom picks up. She comes to the school, and we sit down with the guy and basically me, and I'm explaining what happened to the principal. And my mom is just like looking at me like I just don't believe you. I don't believe that this is happening. Like, I don't believe that this is what had happened. And around this time too, I kind of like lied about a little things. I told little white lies. Like, if I was, they were never like big. They were never like, oh, I'm in school when I'm not. It was more like, oh yeah, I need $1 for this. I need that for that. This is happening to me, when it really wasn't. So my mom was in disbelief. And that really took a toll on me, because for your own mother to not believe that you were sexually harassed in school as a teenager, it just, I know I was like really heartbroken. Like, I was disappointed in myself, because I had become this person that even my mom wouldn't even believe me when I was telling her the truth, you know? Like, you would think like your mom knows you best and knows when you are telling the truth, you know? She knows the inside of you, made you. She should know when you're lying and when you're not lying. But my mom was like, I don't really believe her, like out loud too. And yeah, I was really emotional, and it was really that day that I decided that I was going to start to become a better person. I was going to stop lying, you know, everything that I was doing. But of course, being, you know, trying to be good is good. However, it is hard whenever you don't have God, and when you don't have somebody to tell you how to be good, you know? So I first started out like reading my Bible every now and then, and basically trying to really read it and not just like surface level reading it. I started going to church and basically listening and asking questions about my parents, what certain things meant. And also around this time, I think I was in high school, probably 16. And it was around this time that my grandmother, who had been a deaconess like my entire life, even when I was a child, she had been a deaconess. And she was so prayerful, and she became extremely ill. Like, she became extremely ill that we knew she wasn't gonna live much longer. And so we decided that summer, before I went to my junior year in high school, that we were gonna go back home, my mom and I, and we were gonna find out what's going on and all that. So basically we went back home, and I was so sad when I saw my grandmother, because when we left Ghana, she was healthy, she was fine. But now she's extremely sick and in bed, can't get up without the help of somebody, and it just really made me very emotional every day. I think I cried every single day. I made sure she didn't see that I was sad. I was always happy around her, always talked. We slept in the same bed, actually. The whole entire time that I was there, I would never leave her sight. And so seeing her, whenever she was in pain and she would cry out to God. She would cry out to Jesus. She would pray, you know, besides taking her medication and everything. And so in that situation, I decided that I was going to give my life to God. I started saying to myself that I was going to be a better person, and I started talking to her, and she would pray for me. So one day, when we went to church back in Ghana, I decided, whenever they asked if anybody wanted to give their life to Christ, I'm not gonna cry, guys, but I took that walk, you know. I walked and I gave my life to Christ. I stood up. So basically in our church, how we, my church, meaning in the Pentecostal Church, you basically go up and you lift up like your hands in surrenderance to God. And I basically just got on my knees, I knelt to God, and I said, I will give my life to you, you know, and basically just asking God to save my grandmother, who had been such a good and faithful servant and somebody that I knew was good in and out. I believe a week or two after that, I'm not gonna cry, guys, I got baptized in a beautiful river. And I remember coming out of the water just feeling like I was a new creature. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just a feeling of peace and a feeling that someone has gotten my back now, you know, like I have a backbone and someone to fall back on, someone to cry to, and someone to tell about my deepest worries, my deepest secrets, what keeps me up at night. That was the feeling, and I still have that feeling till today, you know, that very strong feeling towards God. So that is the story of how I gave my life to Christ. I hope that you guys liked this video, and I hope that someone who is struggling with something or just happened to like wander somewhere and find this video and decided to watch it, I hope that you decide to give your life to Christ, just like I did, because your life will really never be the same again. I really strongly believe that. So thank you so much again for watching this video, and of course, if you have any questions for me, hit me up in the comments. Don't be shy to hit me up in the comments, ask me questions. And of course, if you have any video suggestions that you have for me to do next time, hey, I'll do it. So, bye guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.